Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to Stately Von Manor. And today, I've got a tag for you for Tuesday. I was tagged by Jim at Jim's Books Reading and Stuff. Thank you, Jim, of Jim's Books Reading and Stuff, for thinking of me. That was kind of you. He tagged me in the little literary tag. So yeah, the little literary tag. Let's do that tag and see how it goes. So, question 1. Tolkien once said that cellar door is the most beautiful expression in English. Okay, I'll go with that. What do you think is the most beautiful word or phrase in English or any language? Well, cellar door is taken, so I can't say cellar door. So let's go with macabre. That's one. Masterpiece is another. So I guess masterpiece of the macabre would be the best. Okay, number 2. Number 2. What words in English do you find the most amusing? I am going to go with regurgitate because it seems like a complicated word for such a simple thing. Number 3. Have you memorized any poems in full to whip out now and then to impress your friends? If so, which ones? No, I haven't. If I were cool, I would have memorized a poem for this tag to whip out and recite just to impress you guys, but I didn't do that because I'm lame. Okay. Number 4. Who or what do you consider to be an underrated and underappreciated author or book? I got an answer for that. I've got 2 answers for that actually, because these are 2 authors that are underrated. And I've talked about both of them before, so here I go talking about them again. The first is Clark Ashton Smith, and very underrated author. I talked about him a few weeks ago when I did my Sunday Penguin of his Penguin Classic. And so Penguin, to their credit, they do have a Penguin Classics edition of Clark Ashton Smith, but all of the big reprint houses should have classics editions of this guy because he was incredible in his work. It is classic. It's great. It's amazing stuff. So he should be in the Library of America, this guy. But he is underrated. But yeah, fantastic writer, Clark Ashton Smith. The other writer I talked about this guy when I did my recommended horror video a couple months ago, I think, and that would be Charles Beaumont. This is the Hunger and Other Stories. This collection was published in 1957. Charles Beaumont was a wonderful writer, and he wrote around the same time that Ray Bradbury and Richard Matheson were writing, and he was every bit as good as they were. Fantastic writer, Charles Beaumont. So, that's the answer to that question. Let's see, underrated. 5, which book do you consider to have the most memorable beginning? I have an answer to that too. This is the memorable beginning that I at least find memorable. I had this story from one who had no business to tell it to me, or to any other. I may credit the seductive influence of an old vintage upon the narrator for the beginning of it, and my own skeptical incredulity during the days that followed for the balance of the strange tale. That, of course, is the beginning of Tarzan of the Apes. So yeah, Tarzan of the Apes has the most memorable beginning to me. That could just be me, but yeah, Tarzan. What else do we got here? Which book title best describes your life? The Last Cavalier, of course. Number 7. What was the last book you read that led to a moistening of the eyes? I have that book here. This might surprise you, but this is the last book I read that sort of led to a moistening of the eyes. And that would be, of course, the haunting classic, Hellboy in Hell. Specifically, because this is after Hellboy dies and goes to hell, of course. And this was the last Hellboy story of the Hellboy series. And something about the end of this story where Hellboy wanders into this lonely house. And it harkens back to his very beginnings when he arrived on Earth as a little boy. Something about it just gets to me. So yes, Hellboy in Hell. Magnificent classic literature. Okay, what next? When it is time to shuffle off this mortal coil and go to that big library in the sky, what bookish literary quote would you like engraved on your headstone? Well, if it was just a headstone, then it would be so many books, so little time. But, of course, being a Vaughan, here at Vaughan Manor, I won't have just a mere headstone. No, I will go to the magnificent tomb of the Vaughans, where out front will be erected a gigantic statue of me, gazing off into the sky, holding a book, probably, reading the book, or gazing in the sky, one or the other, but it'll be a magnificent statue of me, 15 feet tall, of course, at least, and on the pedestal of the statue will be these words from a deathless classic of literature. But soon I shall die, and what I now feel be no longer felt. Soon these burning miseries will be extinct. I shall ascend my funeral pile triumphantly, and exult in the agony of the torturing flames. The light of that conflagration will fade away. My ashes will be swept into the sea by the winds. My spirit will sleep in peace. Or if it thinks, it will not surely think thus. Farewell. Yeah. Frankenstein. Yeah, that's just how it'll go. Let's see. Number 9. If you wrote a book and didn't want to use your own name, what name would you choose as a suitable pen name? I would go with something obscure, like I would call myself, as my pen name, Steve Donahue. That would be my pen name. And I would write really, really awful books. I mean, they would be the worst that I would write under the pen name Steve Donahue. And they would come out, you know, as new books. And book critic and YouTube hero Steve Donahue would have to read these books and curse me every time he had to read a horrible Steve Donahue book. That's what I would do. That would be my pen name. Number 10. Many literary characters have sidekicks, henchmen. Who would you choose as your companion in your life adventures? You already know the answer to this question. Of course, it would be Watson from Sherlock Holmes, because Watson is the greatest companion to go on anybody's adventures. Yeah. I mean, I could choose Sam from The Lord of the Rings, but he's real short and I'd probably trip on him during the adventures. So I'm still going to go with Watson, because Watson is the greatest. So yeah, Watson. So yeah, I guess that is all of the questions here for the little literary tag. So all that is left is for me to tag someone. Who should I tag that might not have done this little literary tag? I'm going to tag David at David's Book Reviews. Just on the off chance that he might see this. David, I tag you. Tag you, David, at David's Book Reviews. Yeah, so that's who I'm going to tag for today. And should I tag anybody else? I'll tag Attic Diaries just for the heck of it. I tag you, Attic Diaries. So David at David's Book Reviews and Attic Diaries, I tag you guys. So there, that's my tag for today. Now, yeah, from Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. Next week, I have another tag for you. It's a thrill ride of adventure here at Vaughan Manor. And tomorrow, I'm going to be doing my graphic novel Spotlight, which I think I'm just going to do the part 3 of the Dark Knight Returns read-along, which I'm doing with Steve Donahue. That's my pen name. And Mayberry Book Club. So I'll just do that for Graphic Novel Wednesdays, probably for tomorrow and next Wednesday as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then later on this week, I probably will have a book review up of Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I hope to, at any rate. I just got to finish reading that book, but it's a quick book. It shouldn't take that long. So that should be an interesting review. Yeah. And then, of course, Sunday Penguin, Mythos Monday, all the fun you expect here at Stately Vaughan Manor. Bye, guys. I will see you next time.